Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2021 general readings. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of December from the 1st through the 15th. This reading is for the water sign of Pisces, our lovely little fish. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all well, safe, and healthy. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we are now moving into the rest of the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. So thanks for taking the time to be here to watch this video. To my followers, subscribers, community, thank you so much for all your support, donations, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. So this reading is for Pisces for the first 2 weeks of December 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in Pisces. It's relevant if you're cross-watching for a Piscean. It's a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently with everyone. If you know your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them all for additional insight. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at yourself, or take a deeper look at the situation for yourself or as a gift for someone else. They do make great personal gifts, personal readings. Especially during the holiday season. You can click on the arrow below that description link. You'll see contact details, my email address, maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings. And particularly popular this time of year, although you can order them any time of the year, are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of life for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. And a lot of people like to order those around this time because, we're transitioning out of an old year and into the new one. So something else to keep in mind. Okay, Pisces. Let's see what the first 2 weeks of December look like for you. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Okay, Pisces. Well, we begin with a little bit of regret. The Five of Cups. Regret, loss. There's still 2 cups upright and full, but 3 are tipped over. So grief, loss, regret. Be careful not to stay too focused on that because you may miss opportunities which are in your vicinity, or, there's still things to be grateful for too. But it is primarily a card of grief and loss and regret, sorrow. With the Two of Swords, feeling stuck, feeling at a crossroads, needing to look at something, deal with something, make a choice, but got your swords up and blindfolded, reluctance and resistance. Not knowing what decision to make or path to take, or not really wanting to look at it too strongly, because if you do, then you'll have to make some kind of decision and maybe you don't feel you're ready to yet. We further compounded by the Four of Swords, which is a card of retreat, withdrawal, rest, recuperation, needing to gain a different perspective, feeling tired and just needing a break from it. With the Four of Cups. An offer being made, but somebody not sure if they want to take it. They're looking at it. They have 3 cups upright and full, so they might not be particularly hungry or thirsty for it. But there is some kind of offer or opportunity, not quite sure if you want to take it or not. Taking time out. And this is with the Four of Swords. You've got the Four of Swords and Four of Cups together. So taking time out to rest, recuperate, maybe think about an offer or opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity to fix whatever has happened to cause that Five of Cups grief loss energy. And then next we have death. Complete endings so that rebirth can occur for transformation. Death is like going into a scrubby old overgrown garden and just rototilling everything under the ground so that you can plant something completely new. It's getting rid of the old once and for all. With the Lovers, a relationship at a crossroads. This card typically means that there's a pretty important choice that needs to be made that's going to significantly affect the life of a primary relationship. Now, the decision might be about the relationship itself, or it might be in another area of life that's going to significantly impact the relationship. Sometimes this represents third-party situations. In the early tarot decks, there was no Lover's card. There was a card called the Choice that this took the place of. And it showed a man standing in front of 2 women. I saw one where it had a woman standing in front of 2 men. The implication being that a choice was going to have to be made. that was going to change and impact everybody that was involved, the lives of everyone involved. But it does represent a choice, relationship at a crossroads. To end the relationship, it looks like here, death in the Lovers is either a complete ending of a relationship, of a third party situation, or that the relationship can only continue if if it transforms utterly and completely, which doesn't happen very often. So likely the ending of a relationship, but this is about choices and crossroads. So it might not be that this actually happens, but only that there's a focus on, perhaps needing to end this relationship. Maybe whatever has happened many times before, From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first 2 weeks of December is the Priestess, the High Priestess. This card represents intuition, your connection to spirit, which is where our intuition comes from. That some people call it higher self, some people call it gut instinct, intuition. It's what connects us to divine and gives us like repeating thoughts and inspirations, and pulls us towards one particular thing, even in spite of the fact that there might be reasons to it. Otherwise, you feel like a no, I think it's this, or you feel kind of a sense of knowing about something. That's the High Priestess. If you're to describe her as an actual individual, this is somebody who listens a lot, watches a lot, pays attention, but doesn't speak a lot. She allows her intuition, that connection to divine spirit, guide her in her life and her decisions. So it's a sense of knowing. So the implication when the High Priestess comes out, Pisces, is that for the most part, you probably know what the path is, or the best path to take, whether you choose to take it or not. I always say free will, free agency. Whether you choose to take it or not, is another story. But it does imply that there's a sense of knowing what the best way through this is. Yeah. For many of you, this is going to be focused on a relationship, or in an area of life that's going to impact your relationship, possibly end it. But I feel like that's still kind of in the air. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Priestess for the overall focus and energy. The High Priestess is the overall energy for the first 2 weeks for you too, Pisces. Also is advice from Spirit to pay attention to your intuition as you go through the first half of December. Allow your intuition to guide you. Repeating thoughts, repeating themes in your dreams. The Two of Pentacles, making a choice. The Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, worry, fear of an unknown future. Yeah, this feels like a struggle. It's like your intuition is telling you, this way, this thing, this path is the best path, the smartest path for you to take, and you know this. But there's still all this stress, anxiety, worry, and fear about it, which is often the thing that makes us second guess our intuition. Clarify the Five of Cups, the card of sorrow, regret, loss. What's that about? The Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, separation, emotional pain. And the Three of Wands, feeling more positive and optimistic about the future. So that's what the grief and loss is. Something isn't working out the way that you thought it would. You had plans, maybe high hopes for this relationship or this relationship connection, about the future, and it's not working out. Maybe, a relationship you've been in, somebody you've been dating, you had hopes that it was going to, kind of maybe follow a certain path forward, and it hasn't, and it's not. And you're coming to that realization. Clarify the Two of Swords. That stuck, reluctant, resistant card. Clarify the Two of Swords. Strength. Having the strength to look at your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, your shadow self, any responsibility you have in this situation. The Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Miser card, and the feeling shut out and insufficient. Yeah. What's difficult to have the strength to look at is the fact that this relationship or relationship connection, whatever this situation is, it's not going to be enough for you. I mean, you can choose to stay with it or choose to continue to invest in it in a time, but it's not going to stay, but it's not going to be enough. These are two cards that represent being chintzy, not having enough, you know. It's a lack. It's feeling like you're in beggar mode, like you have to, you know, I mean, the Four of Pentacles is a card of withholding, but it's also a card of miser, you know, needing to hoard what you have so that you don't lose anything. The Five of Pentacles is a card of insufficiency, a lack. Whatever this situation, but it feels like a relationship for many of you, like purely almost. Like it's not going to be what you thought it was going to be. It's something that's always going to leave you. I mean, you can continue investing in it, but it's something that's always going to leave you in a position of being hungry or in a position of wanting. If it's a third-party situation, you're always going to be the third wheel, right? This is being in a position that you're never going to get everything that you want. So the plans that you had for the future for this aren't working out. That's kind of what I'm getting. Even though the Lovers implies, you know, a strong maybe chemistry between the two of you, it's just not. It's not going to be enough for you. So there's the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups next. Feeling tired, just taking a step back, maybe thinking about it, the offer. There's an offer here. There's a path that needs to be taken or a choice that needs to be made. It feels like you're not, it feels like you know what the best path is, but you're still kind of mulling it over and contemplating it. Now, again, it might not be about the relationship exactly. It could be about another area of life, maybe job, work, or career, because those can affect, you know, our relationships as well, particularly if the two of you are connected, you live together, etc. I think you know here that the offer isn't going to be enough for you. It doesn't meet your value. It doesn't, whatever the offer is, it doesn't value you. It's not equal to your worth and value as a person, as an employee, you know, whatever the situation is. It's not good enough. You're sad about that because you really had hopes, but it's not good enough for you. Again, free will, free agency, you can continue, but it's always going to leave you in a position of not having enough and feeling not quite enough. I mean, we have death on the Lovers here at the end meaning, you know, around mid-December, and we only look at a short period of time in these readings. I do only 2 weeks, so it might be that some of you make the decision to just move on from this. It might be that some of you are still kind of in that contemplation. I don't know what I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Maybe you don't want to make any decisions till the holidays are over, you know. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave it there and because it just feels like it's kind of you're in this mode of, yeah, this probably really isn't going to work out, and I know that it's probably not the best thing for me to do to continue, but I'm still kind of thinking it over. I'm still kind of thinking it over. That's kind of what I'm getting. I want to make sure that I do the right thing, right? The thing that's best for me. So that's kind of what it just feels like, how this 2 weeks is playing out with this energy. So let's just end with any advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit for Pisces for the first 2 weeks of December. The King of Cups, there you are, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This message is for you. The Six of Cups in reverse. You know, in the upright, this is history, historical connections, childhood, roots of origin, old or long-term friends, lovers, you know, childlike, looking at things through rose-colored glasses. This is about needing to let go of anything from your past, anything you're historically connected to that isn't good for you. It's also advice on stop looking at something through rose-colored glasses and see it for what it actually is. Trust that beautiful intuition of yours, that connection with spirit. The Seven of Cups, so that you can open up more options and opportunities for yourself. The sky's the limit. The Sun and the Empress. This is an uplifting of restrictive energies, uplifting of heavy energies. The Sun enlightens and illuminates things. And the Empress is about fertility, abundance, giving birth, having, your cups flowing over, abundance in your life. But it all begins with seeing things in the light of truth for what they really are, so that whatever decision you make, whether it's to stay with the situation or to leave the situation, whatever decision you make with your eyes open, right? That you're not having any false illusions in yourself of what this is and what it isn't. It doesn't feel like this is something that has potential for your future, but of course you have to be the one to make that decision. All right, I'm going to end it there, Pisces. That is your reading for the first 2 weeks of December. I hope it's brought some, it might not be exactly what people wanted to hear. That's the way it goes sometimes, right? It's not one of those rainbow unicorns kind of readings, and I can't really, a lot of readings I can say, I hope you enjoyed this reading, but some I can't, like this one, I don't know if I can say that because it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like a nightmare, but it doesn't feel like enjoyable either. So I hope that it's at least brought some clarity and some food for thought, maybe some validation of what you were already thinking. Again, if it resonates with you, if any of the videos do, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something, feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can also see that info by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the December mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.